I'm Amber Davies and welcome to Call to Stage. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. Hi guys, welcome to Call to Stage with me, Amber Davies. Now, I have an Olivier nominee sitting next to me and the original Vivian Ward. It is an honour to be talking to you. It's Amy Atkinson!
Hello there! Hello!
Isn't this weird?
It's so weird. I was just saying because I feel like we know each other, but we don't because we've never actually met, right? We've not really met
We've
in
not
person.
met, we've passed.
Yeah.
We've smiled.
We've been like,
hi.
Yeah.
Before we start, I've got to tell you this hysterical story because...
Gosh, I'm scared.
It was back in 2019.
Yeah.
It was auditions for Vivian Ward,
Yeah.
West End cast, right? I remember walking in to the Welsh Centre, right? Thinking, okay, I think it was like the final round. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I walk in and who's sitting there? Amy Atkinson. And I knew from that moment, I may as well just go.
Are you joking? Are you joking?
I just knew it. I thought, oh my gosh.
Okay, stop
my
right now.
life's crumbling. And can I just say, I came to see you on press night and I was sobbing for you. You were absolutely unbelievable. No one deserved that.
No,
you.
Stop now, because I had the exact same thought when I walked into the Welsh Centre in 2019. I thought, oh, you're kidding me.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I was a baby.
That's so funny. Isn't that amazing, though, when you think about what's going through your head?
Yeah.
I had the same thought. I thought, oh, well, I might as well just walk out now. What's the point? What's the point?
And then the second time I saw you at an audition was at the Umbrella Rooms, right?
Yeah.
I was in for Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And you were in for Time Traveller's Why.
Yes.
And I saw you, and in my head I thought, this bitch better not be in for Lorraine Baines. Otherwise, I am gonna make a fake account and start hounding her on social media. And then I did some digging and I found out you were in for something else. I thought, thank God, we love her again.
That is so funny. Do you know what's amazing though? Everyone has that person.
You are that person.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I have a few people that are that person for me. And I'm like, why are they here?
Like for me, your career is like, you've had an unbelievable career and that is what I inspire to like be. Like your route, I just think, oh yeah, I could have played that. Or do you know what I mean? Everything about you is just, I want to be you. I want to be Amy Atkinson. I'm literally following her shadow.
No.
Anyway, getting back onto track.
Okay.
I ask all of my guests this.
Yeah.
You can pick any role you've ever done, but what is your pre-show ritual?
Oh, I'm so boring. I don't really have one. No, people always ask me this. And I kind of wish I did. In Six, what was amazing with Nat, we used to do this thing when we were so shattered, we were so tired, we put on that Stevie Wonder song, you know, ba 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 da da. How's that song go? Da 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 da. And we would just like sing it, we go mad. But that's kind of it. I go a bit zen. I like to get there really early. I don't know about you, but I'm obsessed with like putting my makeup on. Like I don't like to rush.
Calm environment.
Calm. I hate rushing. It's like, oh, it just makes me so stressed. So I get there an hour before everyone else. I like eat my food. I do my makeup really slowly. And that's kind of it.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm boring.
I could not get there an hour early. I'm like on the dot.
Are you?
Warm up
And do you have
first.
things that you do? Like,
I can do my makeup in 10 minutes, Amy,
so
honestly.
good.
I'll FaceTime everyone in my... do you know what? Probably a FaceTime with my mum at the minute.
Really?
Yeah. I would just FaceTime her at the half.
Yeah, no, I'm like...
You're Zen
I'm
queen.
Zen out, yeah.
You do give me Zen vibes.
Do I?
Yeah, when you walked into the room, I was like... Oh.
I love that because it's so not me, but yeah, I love it. Really? Yeah, I do. No, I love it. I love it. That's great.
Obviously, we have to mention Natalie Paris.
Yeah.
Who is Amy's one of your best friends, really.
Yeah,
isn't
I was
she?
just saying, I keep seeing their Instagram posts and I'm so jealous. Because you just look like you're having the best time. And I'm like, oh, I really wish I was there with you guys.
She is kind of like that, my person on this tour, you know, like she's just been my rock.
And you need that.
Yeah, you do.
You need it.
But you're like, how many years have you been friends for now? Like,
well, it must be 6 or 7. Yeah.
She always talks about you. Honestly, she
Natalie,
absolutely
my love.
adores you.
I love you so much.
She adores the bones off you.
I adore her.
Right, so training.
Yes.
Arts ed.
Well.
For a couple of...
Like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so explain to me your training.
I did like a BTEC course for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I auditioned for drama schools and didn't get in. Oh my God, how dare they? And I was gutted. I was so gutted. And so I started teaching. I was like teaching, kids dance and all that sort of stuff. And then I did this singing competition.
Yes, which you won.
Which miraculously I won. And that just like changed my life. But I was only 19. So I still felt like I didn't really know what I was doing. So then I before that was Arts Ed. So I did Arts Ed. I was there for a month.
Yeah.
Then I did the singing competition. Mm-hmm. And because I didn't have a scholarship for Arts Ed, I was really struggling financially. So when I won the competition, I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to leave.
Okay.
Because I couldn't afford to stay there, which was kind of a bit of a bad mistake, if I'm honest, because I really needed that training, I think, like now looking back.
Right.
Because I was so young, I didn't really know what I was doing. So then I went to the Royal Academy of Music for a month. And then I got Zorro the musical and left. Like, it sounds so bad.
Training wasn't for you, my
It was
love.
not for me. It was not for me.
So that competition you won was the BBC Radio 2 Voice of Musical Theatre Award.
Yes.
So you won it twice, right?
No, just once.
Because it said that you won the amateur and then
shit, you're right.
Yes.
Sorry for swearing. Yes, you're right.
Because you didn't qualify for the professional one at first.
That's right. Good research. Even I don't remember.
I know you more than you know you.
You do.
I am obsessed.
No, you're right. I auditioned because my boyfriend at the time was talking about this competition. He was going to audition for this competition. I kind of went with him just, to support him at his audition. And while I was there, we were at the Millennium Centre in Cardiff, and the whole, there was a production of My Fair Lady, and they'd had a big technical disaster. So they were all supposed to be auditioning for the BBC Voice and Musical Theatre competition. There'd been a disaster, so they couldn't audition. So they had no one there auditioning apart from my boyfriend. So this woman sort of came out and just assumed that I was also auditioning. I was like, oh, you're next. And I was like, I'm not here to audition. Anyway, they were like, come in, have a go. So I did. And it was amazing because it was the first time really that anyone of notoriety within our industry had said nice things about me, and it just blew my mind. I floated out of the room. I was so happy, and it was like the moment that I thought,
I could do this.
Yeah, I could actually do this. Like if they've said that, they can't be lying. That must be true. But yeah, you're right. I wasn't eligible because you had to have 5 years experience in the professional industry, and I had nothing. Yeah. That year they were doing an amateur competition, and whoever won that would be put into the professional one.
And you won that.
Yes, I did.
That is absolutely mental.
It's mental. No, it is mental.
Can you believe, if you weren't there?
I know.
How things happen for a reason.
Yeah, and, thinking about it, I really wanted to do it, but I didn't really hadn't gotten into, drama schools, and I thought, oh, it's not going to happen for me. And I was teaching and doing all of that. And if that hadn't have happened, I don't think I'd be here, really.
I just think, when there's a will, there's a way. You literally auditioned. It's not the be-all and end-all if you don't get into a school.
No.
You can train anywhere. As long as you're talented, you've got the passion and the motivation.
Yeah.
I know you said that in hindsight, you wish you had got that training, but do you think it's ever held you back?
I think yes and no. I think with dance, I love to dance, but I think you need that 3 years.
Okay.
I feel technique. I can dance. I'm a dancer, but it's I think I missed out a lot of that. But then I'm not kicking my leg or doing triple pirouettes anymore. So maybe not. But yeah, I think confidence is a real thing. Like I think I spent a lot of my early years in the industry just a bit like, unconfident in my own ability. Whereas I think at drama school, it kind of builds you up and you feel like, you've got technique to back you up. Whereas I didn't have any of that. I was just kind of going, we'll see.
Ballpark, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just go for it and see. So I think, yeah. But like you said, it's a different journey. It's just a different way.
It's literally a different journey for everyone. It doesn't. I can't believe that you didn't get in. Look at the career Amy's had, and she didn't get into one drama school.
No, I didn't.
Honestly, take that as a huge lesson. It is not the be all and end all.
No, it's not. And if you really want to do it, you can go to class. Yeah. You can get your singing lessons. You can go to acting coaches. I know it's expensive, but probably not as expensive as 30 grand or whatever it is for school these days.
I know. And I love that you mentioned that you actually started Arts Ed and couldn't afford.
No.
The better option was to leave because of the financial.
It was such a stress. And I didn't get I think it's like a DADA award. I didn't get that. Didn't get any sponsorship. This was at Arts Ed. And I was traveling, I'm from Stevenage, so I was traveling from Stevenage to Arts every day, which was like 2.5 hours. And I was killing myself to get there and, couldn't eat because I had no money. It was just, and they have this thing, which I do think is amazing. And I'm so early all the time for everything because I think it's disrespectful to be late. But they have this thing at Arts Ed, which is if you're on time, you're late. So if you get there on time, they don't let you in. They literally close the doors and send you away. And because I was traveling from Stevenage every day and I couldn't possibly get there, I was up at 5, trying to get there, they'd lock me out of the school. So I'd wander around the West End, just crying my eyes out, just I can't do this. So when the competition happened, even though, I would have loved to have stayed, it just made more sense for me to leave financially,
Gut instincts,
Yeah. Yeah, you've just got to go with it.
Then just a couple of things that you have done. There's 2 big things I want to talk about. Days of Hope.
Yeah. Oh, that's an obscure one. I love it.
I know. I just pick random things and I put them in a list. Zorro.
Yeah.
In the Heights.
Yeah.
Aladdin.
Yeah. This cracks me up every time because sometimes when we're doing concerts wherever, they'll be like, star Jasmine in Aladdin. It was not the West End production. This is a pantomime production, but for some reason, I think it's on Wikipedia. Someone's put in. I'm like, I was Jasmine in Aladdin in the West End. Yeah. I mean, I would love to have been.
Take it. Serena and Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Death Note the musical.
Yeah.
Now, I was obsessed with your Instagram when you were doing this.
Oh, the costume and all of that.
Oh my God, you looked stunningly beautiful.
I loved it.
I didn't actually get to see it. However, there's more dates coming up, guys, so book those tickets. And are you going to be doing it?
I hope so. I mean, we're still waiting on a theatre and when exactly it's going to be, but it was just an absolute blast. I loved it. And after Pretty Woman, which is obviously just you for 2 hours, belting it out, Death Note is just lovely. It's just 2 numbers. I waft on, I waft off. Oh, it's just a dream.
I'm obsessed. Right, let's talk about Katherine Howard.
Yeah.
So you, like Natalie, were there right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. How did it come about? Did you know that it was going to be this big? How has it changed your life? You obviously were nominated for an Olivier. Yeah. What the hell?
What the hell?
6 girls won the golden ticket, really,
We did. And I'm so grateful every time. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. I'm sure Nat says that to you all the time. It's just every now and again we'll get a call about something else and you're like, wow, I feel so lucky. Because at the time, I wasn't really doing musicals. I'd kind of gone, it's not really happening. I've been working and on tours and, doing the bits and bobs here and there. But really, it wasn't really happening the way I wanted it to. So I was doing cruise ships. I was a guest entertainer on cruise ships for about 3 years. And I got a call out of the blue about this thing called Six the Musical, about Henry VIII's wives. And I thought, okay, that sounds a bit naff, but sure. And my girlfriend at the time,
she
also had an audition for it. And she went in the day before me, and then she messaged me and she was like, it's amazing. Like, it's really, really cool. You should definitely go. And the only reason I got the audition as well, it's like just the stars aligned, was because I'd worked with Andy Barnes and Wendy Barnes years ago, like when I was 16, doing a random gig above a pub. And they obviously had remembered me from that. And because doing the cruise ships as well, like I was really good at talking to people and interacting with audiences and stuff. And that's what the brief said at the time was, you know, you have to be good speaking on stage or whatever. And so I had this audition, went in, and that was it. But we had no idea that it was going to be this big. Like, I could tell it was good. Like, even when we did the first original 6 shows at the Arts, it was amazing and the reaction was amazing, but who knew?
I mean, did you feel like a sense of pressure to originate a role that had actually never ever been portrayed before? Or was there no pressure there because you had no idea how big it was going to be?
Yeah, we just kind of just did it, and the pressure came in later, which is interesting. Because when the show got big, we then kind of felt, and the fan base was so big, I think then there was a pressure to deliver all the time and to just be this thing. And that was kind of anxiety fueling. But in the beginning, we didn't really know what we were doing. So
I love that.
I
love that. Nat was telling me about when you guys went up to Edinburgh Festival.
Yeah.
Imagine back then knowing what it is now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How it's evolved.
I know. And you could kind of like, in Edinburgh, it was so much fun. And I remember when we used to come out of like the stage door, which isn't really a stage door, but this big purple elephant. And there'd be like these groups of like kids and like schools and stuff, and they were just obsessed even then. And we were like, wow, this is so cool. But we went for this like company meal before we came to London for the first time, and we were so nervous. We didn't really know how London audiences were going to take it, because Edinburgh is a bit more like everyone's, drinking and everyone's having a great time and a jolly, and they loved it. But we weren't sure how that would like translate to like London. Sophisticated, snooty audiences. But they loved it. So
that is amazing. And you know what? It's still going strong.
I know.
Years and years on. Like, how many cast changes have they done now?
I couldn't even tell you. I know. It's amazing. I need to go and see it actually again. I haven't seen it since Nat left.
So you have seen it then?
Once. I've seen it once the night that Nat and Jay and Lex left.
Okay.
I went to see it, and it was just one of the best nights of my life. Just watching them, just being so like proud of them and proud of the whole show, and it was amazing.
As a day oneer, that is just amazing. Now we have a lot to delve into on this next one, because I'm lucky enough to have kind of taken on Amy's role around the country. Viv Ward.
Yeah.
Where do we even start?
I don't know. There's so much to talk about. I don't know.
So, audition came up.
Yeah.
End of 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah. But originally, I couldn't even get an audition, which I was so gutted, because I remember seeing this like Instagram post that it was potentially coming to the West End. And I was like, oh my God, like I could do that. I could totally do that. Like Sam played it on Broadway. I was like, I could do that. It's kind of rocky. It's kind of my vibe.
Yeah.
Couldn't get an audition. And I was so upset. I thought, oh, okay, well, it's just not meant to be. It's not meant to be. And then Jerry Mitchell came to see Six. And obviously he's a big, big fan of the show. So I'm guessing something happened there where then I got an audition. And then I met you at the audition briefly. And that was it.
So Jerry came to watch you in Six.
Yeah.
And that is
yeah.
You're honestly, all your career
I know,
is like
it's just
stars
luck.
aligned.
It's just luck. Honestly. I just hope the luck continues.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you must have impressed him so much. He was like, that girl, I want her in the audition room.
I have no idea, because actually my last audition, the day we met, it was all right. It wasn't my best, because I was so nervous. I don't know about you, but I was so nervous. And I'd built it up in my head, and I got there so early, because I'm early for everything, which is just a disaster, because then you just,
overthink.
Amber's here. Oh my God, what's the point? That just goes around your head. So yeah,
I knew as soon as I walked in, I was like, there's
just madness to me.
Because I just looked at you and I thought, yeah, that seems right, you know?
That's amazing.
God, like when Amy came in before and you were asking me how Viv's going, I said I couldn't have played Viv really until now. I needed that knowledge. I needed that experience, you know? You have to be an experienced performer to play a role like that. You know, did you know how big that role was going to be?
Not really, because I'd heard the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I didn't, and obviously I'd loved the movie.
Oh, obviously.
Loved it.
So you were always a huge fan of the movie.
Yeah, but I didn't know what the musical was like because there wasn't really anything online or anything like that. You know, you usually have a little stalk, don't you, and see what it's about. Yeah. But getting the script and everything, I was like, oh, it is like the film, isn't it?
It is,
like,
yeah.
To a T. And then obviously the songs just elevate that story. But yeah, it's huge. It's big, it's huge, you know.
I get that in.
It is though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a proper marathon.
And you played the role close to 3.5 years.
Yeah.
With a pandemic in the middle.
Yeah.
So mentally, how like you said, she's a marathon. How was that?
Like we were saying before, when you do anything, Six I was in for 2 years. And, you know, being honest, because I think you have to, by the last 6 months I was struggling. It was a lot. Just vocally, physically, like your body's doing the same thing every day. Your body starts to kind of go, oh God, you get an ailment here. Your ankle goes, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just because you're doing the same thing every day. And the same thing happened with Viv. The first 2 years, I was like, this is a breeze. Oh my God, because it just felt so nice. And then it got to that last year and I was like crawling my way through it really. Just because it just got really physically demanding, which is strange really because it's not a big dance track. It's not like crazy physical, but it was just the repetition of doing it, I think.
Yeah. And as well, I think you and Danny Mac did it together the entire time, didn't you?
Well, we had Ollie at the end.
Yeah. But you and Danny, like with me and Ollie Saville, it is just you two.
Yeah.
It is you two, and you have to keep it fresh, and you have to keep it... like, I bowed down to you to do that role for 3 years. I could never. I could honestly never.
Oh, gosh.
But would you say Viv is the hardest role you've played?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would. I might not have said that like a year in. I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's fine. Because Six was really hard.
You had the longest song in Six, didn't you?
8 minutes. It's
I'm sorry.
8 minutes. Yeah. So that was really tough. But yeah, there's something different about you holding a whole show and it's called Pretty Woman and
you are the pretty woman.
You are Pretty Woman and people, you know, hold the movie and that character in such high regard. And so you feel like obviously you have to deliver every day. And so you can't, I mean, not in any show, you can't, you know, do 50%. You just have to go for it. You can't, I feel like that show, you can only be 200% every day.
Yeah.
Or it just doesn't land.
No, it doesn't land.
You have to go like balls to the wall. Otherwise, you feel a bit like, oh, you've not done it.
Job.
Yeah, you've not done the job.
I feel like in the second act, you can...
Yeah, it slows down a bit.
It slows down.
Yeah.
So you need to give everything act one.
Yeah, it's that first like half an hour, isn't it? All the penthouse stuff, all of that stuff. You're setting up the character. And then you're like,
she's
okay.
dancing around him like, you know, like a puppy.
Yeah.
Really, isn't she? So you can't be tired. Do you know what? For me, like sometimes I do have to pinch myself because the Pretty Woman Instagram page had put up a picture and it was of the 4 Vivs. So it was Samantha Barks, who originated on Broadway, Amy Atkinson, originated West End, Olivia Valli.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who was Frankie Valli's granddaughter.
Yes.
Who did the American tour. And then it was me at the end for the UK. And I just could not believe that I was standing next to like 3 powerhouses. And it was just me at the end. Like,
You're gassing me up today. I feel amazing. I'm going to walk out this.
Oh my God. Honestly, I was just like, I want to get that framed, signed.
No, I did think the same. It's so beautiful as well, wasn't it? I was like, that's so lovely.
And I just thought, look, 4 strong women we were, you know, like, I thought, oh my God, I can't believe in my career I can stand next to the likes of you gals.
Love it.
Now, I haven't got long left with you. I wish I could sit here and talk to you all day. But we do have questions from the public.
Oh, fabulous.
The first one is, do you get nervous? Do you have your nerves like subsided through your career? Have they got worse? How do you deal with them? I feel like a lot of the questions that we get is about nerves.
Really?
A lot of it.
Yeah.
It holds people back.
Yeah.
It fills them with dread and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's how to like basically use them for your own advantage.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yes, I'd get nervous. I never used to. I do think it's the longer you do it.
More pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but I definitely do get nervous. And I try to, what you just said, you feel nervous, you think, oh my gosh, but you have to kind of like use that energy for your performance instead of letting it hinder you and get on top of you. So it's kind of like tricking your brain. Someone said something amazing, like instead of it being nerve, it's like excitement.
Because it's the same part of your brain.
Same thing, same feeling. So that's what I try and do. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does. Yeah. You just got to be kind to yourself, I think. And
how do nerves come out of you? Because I get shaky lips.
Do you?
Yeah. If I'm really, really nervous, I'll get a shaky lip.
Interesting. I don't know if I shake. Maybe it's one of those things I don't think anyone would maybe know. But
you do.
I know. My head's going,
yeah. Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing.
That's so good that it doesn't actually come out of you.
Well, it might do. I don't know. I don't think anyone would think, oh, she's, but I do.
Because you do lots of concerts, don't you?
Yeah.
Like for me, a concert would fill me with dread.
Well, me too. It does. It really does.
It's because you take in, when you're a role and you play in whoever 8 times a week, you definitely, it becomes your job. Yeah. But a one-time show, how do you do it?
I'm with you. I find it really difficult. I do, and I'm doing a lot of concerts now.
Yeah. Are they getting easier?
Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes it's just hit and miss, I think. Sometimes it just depends how mentally you are on the day.
Yeah.
But it is that one-time thing. I think it's good if you're singing things that you know, like the back of your hand, which I'm quite lucky. The things I'm doing, it's just standard, things that I do all the time.
In your bones.
It's things that are new for me. Like I'm going to a rehearsal after this for a concert, and they were like, do you want to sing Defying Gravity? And I'm like, absolutely not. At a concert, like within the show, absolutely, you're greened up, I'll do that. But
one time...
No, I was like, absolutely not.
I'm with you.
No.
I'm with you. I would rather be locked in a box under the ground with loads of snakes.
Yes, it's like when they said, when we did This Morning, and they said, can you sing I Can't Go Back on This Morning? I was like, yeah. But what, like, is that one time live?
Did you do that on This Morning?
Yes, go and watch it. It's hilarious. I don't know if you can tell I'm nervous, but I was so nervous because you're thinking, this is live.
Do you know that's pre 2 p.m?
Yes, exactly.
Why I can't go back. The biggest ballad of Pretty Woman pre.
I know, I pooed myself a little bit. I was standing behind the little curtain just thinking, okay, no, turn it into excitement.
You need an award for that by itself.
I know, right? It was actually fine, but those things that are live, when you're seeing something like that, is just terrifying.
That is actually well done, you.
Thank you.
Okay, and finally, because I've got to let you go.
No.
What would you say has been your deep down career highlight? Not to your family, not to to you, that you will remember forever.
I think it was Hampton Court. When we did Six, so I left Six, and then 2 years later we filmed the movie, and at the same time we performed at Hampton Court. And actually, not because I'm bigging up Nat again, but watching Natalie sing Heart of Stone, in Hampton Court, and the room where Jane Seymour passed away. It was just amazing, and the crowd were amazing, and it was so nice to come back to something sort of refreshed and see it in a different light, and I'll never forget that.
I absolutely love that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It's honestly been a pleasure. I mean, biggest inspo here. Thank you so much for being so kind.
Oh my gosh.
I pray and I wish to never ever see you in an audition room again.
You too.
Thank you for listening.